So, guys, just before I'll let you go on to the informational segment that I've got lined up for you. I just wanted to come back on to a few things that I've actually missed. Okay, so obviously you'll see in the video that we're dealing with year 9. Okay, so when you look at PTSD, trauma, and war, when you look at what went on in London, okay, when they had the protests, there was a guy, okay, that actually got hit by the police and had got a hole in his head, and that he got bandaged up pretty much by the far right or the right side. Okay, don't forget I am not either. I am central. Okay, but he got hit over the head by the police, that he was bleeding profusely from a hole that he'd got in his head, and then he got bandaged up and carried off. There was also probably 60-year-old woman, I think, that was at the front of the protest. Out of nowhere, the police just decided to whack her over the head with a baton and injure the woman, and that's what caused a lot of the chaos. Okay, so as this is on the beginning, what we talk about is year 9, and also a link to knockout audits. Knockout. Okay, but a link to knockout audits that you will see in the rest of the video. But what I also wanted to add is that I also do touch on some very touchy subjects that relate to race. Okay, so if you look at the far left, when I was saying about the far left and the far right, the far left are standing up and calling the far right Nazis. Okay, and that we are racist. And that you will see that what I say is that the far left do not see colour. That is why they are protesting, because they don't see a human as human. So what you will see if you watch knockout audits, you will see that the far left, that are predominantly white, okay, white British male, female, that they are also pronouncing a lot of racism, which also means if you are against something, say, for instance, people say racism is really white against a different color, okay, black, okay, but really it's like, okay, if I'm thin and you're fat, you're different than me, so you get bullying of like, you're not the same as us because you're well overweight, I'm thin, right? So that is also racism. It's like discrimination against, you're different than what I am. Right, so when you look at racism that comes up in this reading to do with around 9s and year 9 of 2025, okay, obviously if you've just found this channel, please watch the rest of it because you'll understand what I'm saying. But when it comes up against, we are saying that you, far right, are racist. These are white people against white people that are saying that you're racist, okay, and causing conflict. So the right retaliates for the left. But what I'm trying to say is that the whites are actually saying that you're racist, and the fact that the white is against white, okay, so that is also racism because it's expressing the fact that you have a different opinion than what we have. And if you watch the video that I've put for knockout audits, you will see where they are kicking off and they're saying, you racist, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and you do all this sort of stuff. You're racist, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 standing up for our country. But they are so racist that you will see what they clearly don't see is the fact that human beings that have a difference, could call it a difference of opinion, call it different in any manner that you want. But what you will see is people that are standing up for their rights to say that they are right, even though they are left, far left. But you'll see that they are saying that you, pointing fingers and blame, are different than what we are. You have a difference of opinion than what we do. So because that's not what we believe, you are in the wrong. That, in my book, is racism. Okay, you have a difference about you that isn't the same as what I believe. So because I don't believe in what you are, you have to be accountable for the fact that you are a Nazi or you are this and you are that. So in my book, that means that you are different than what I am. So I will blame you for that, even though I am standing up for something that does not make any sense, because I don't see humans, I see color, right? If you see someone of color, why would you see that? If you wasn't racist, you wouldn't see anybody any different apart from you are a human being. Just straight up, nothing else. You are a human being. Okay. My reading also goes into AI, so please make sure you watch the whole reading. But I just kind of thought that there may be a lot of people that may find this that have never seen a tarot card or an expression of future predictions of remote viewing that my readings are about. But this whole video is about year 9, 2025, 2 and 2 and 5 make 9. After 9, we go back to a year 1 and we go to the Magician. That is when we will find resolve within all of the conflict of war. PTSD. Again, you will see in the picture, the guy is literally confused, just got back from all of the actions that are created in the past. The past of a reflection of past history repeating itself. Okay, history repeats itself from a cycle of 1 to 9. The Magician to a 9. As soon as it reaches a 10, you take away the 0, you go back to a 1 again. Okay, so numerology is very important. But I do express that in the video. But I wanted just to show people, just in case they're like, I found this and I've never seen a reading before. I don't know what the 9 of Wands means. It shows you PTSD, trauma, head injuries, mental health, ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, narcissism, gaslighting, confusion. Okay. Don't know from left to right. Okay, I don't know where I belong. I am lost. I'm lost in all of the confusion of stuff that's going on in my life that I'm witnessing and seeing that's actually creating more drama, more chaos, more PTSD individually within my life, in my yearly number of 9 that is worldly. Okay, head injuries, mental health. Okay. Then it goes into the state of the country. Are we getting support by our country? But you'll see that. But very quickly, the person that got the head injury in the repetitive energy of the march, okay, war, disagreements, head injuries, okay. Just very quickly wanted to say that. Please support the channel that is provided below, Knockout Audits, and please watch the rest of the video of why I'm explaining of why everybody is going through what they're going through, of a repetitive energy of a cycle of repeating history that is just repeating itself just to go back to the beginning and start again. But the resolve will more than likely, if there is one, the resolve to war will be in January when we hit 2026. Okay, so we go back to a year 1. Anyway, thanks very much. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the reading. Okay, guys, so a little bit of a educational video really today, why I explain that numerology is, well, basically within tarot cards or spirituality, numerology pretty much is what we have on the top of every card, and it actually explains a story about your life, my life, other people's lives, and also the world. And what I wanted to kind of go over today is the state of the country, of what everybody is witnessing, of a repeat of, a manifestation of their, because basically we're in a 2025, right? So if you put that together, 2025, 2 and 2 and 5, it makes a 9. So we're at the pinnacle energy of a 9. And then next year, 2026, we go back to a 1, which is the Magician. Okay, so at the moment, we are now facing a lot of PTSD, trauma, narcissism, gaslighting, lying, fighting with one another. Okay, so obviously when you look at like illegal immigration and immigration that's kind of going on, and the war in Hamas and everything, like Palestine, everything that's kind of going on, and you got the far left and the far right, you've got war going on, you've got like political, like Donald Trump, and you've got Keir Starmer and everybody that's in different parts of the country and the world that are all disagreeing and agreeing, trying to make a better, a peaceful resolution that resolution will not start to happen, and you won't see it start to happen until 2026. So just before I begin and kind of show you how that shows us in the pictures here, I would like to give a big shout out to Knockout Audits. I've never met the person. He's very much of a British guy. He has 20,000 subscribers, and I think that he should have a lot more. And I really like him because he's very diplomatic. He's both sides. He's just kind of publicizing the state of what's going on in Britain at the moment. So I know a lot of my subscribers are not British, non-British, but I think you will find it very interesting. So if you could, his link to his channel will be below. I also listed it this morning in the post section. So if you go across to the post board where you post up everything on your channels, you will see it on the discussion page pretty much. Okay. But we also have this coming up where we are going to have to sign. I'm not going to go over that one. That'll be a different video. But like this digital crap that they're now trying to introduce. So anyway, so when we go to obviously being 2025, right, you witnessed that in America, you probably witnessed that Donald Trump stood up in front of everybody and gave a speech, and so did every other country and whatnot and so on and so forth, and that everyone's trying to, well, basically going through this, the Nine of Wands, which is PTSD, trauma and war veterans. Okay, so people that are at war, physical war, they're obviously witnessing a hell of a lot of stuff that went on in Hamas and all that kind of stuff, right? So, you know, I'm not here to, you know, go very publical on anybody, but obviously a lot of people know and don't know a lot of things that have kind of gone on in the country, right? So everybody witnessed a lot of those things. So now when you get far left, they're actually now calling everybody a Nazi because of color. But really, how I see it is that they actually see color. They don't see a human. You see, when a far left stand up for what they're saying they believe in, which is saying that the far right or the right are not right and they're actually racist, we are not even pronouncing color. We see people, as human beings, because the far left are trying to make such a statement of the fact that you are racist because of, that means that they don't see human beings, they see color. That's why they're trying to stand up for racism, because they don't see humans as humans, they actually see color. And that's what they're trying to stand up for, which is why I say that that is more racist than, I don't want to go into that because this will probably, it could be taken down, and it may not, I may not be able to put adverts on, but that's not my point. But my point is what I kind of want to go over here, really. But I just did want to kind of make that a statement, if you like, is if you're trying to stand up for color, you obviously see color. You don't see humans. You see them as color. That's why you're standing up for them, right? So it means that you're labeling people as that, as why you need to stand up for that, because you're labeling them. But that's what they don't see. But anyway, so when it comes down to like 9, that is obviously what we're going through. So if you followed my channel for a while, you know, at the moment, individually, when we go to like, because obviously this is worldly, right? When you look at 2025, you're looking at a year 9. So you're looking at worldly experiences, right? So if we quickly go from left to right, you're looking at narcissism, gaslighting, PTSD, war, fighting, disagreements, ghosting, okay, fighting, all of the stuff that people would witness when they come back from war. Individually, you start to see global warming. You start to see disagreements against the left and the right, different political stunts. You see everybody, you'll see medication and everybody going through PTSD, possible ADHD, bipolar, the medical grounds, they can't keep up with the amount of demand of, say, like if you're in the UK, we can't get no help for anything that is medical, okay, because it has to go through the pharmaceutical companies, and the pharmaceutical companies are basically in cahoots with like all of the major fast food companies. This happens to be my card that I made for the Nine of Cups, but I'm actually going through this at the moment, okay? Because I have ADHD, but I don't want to go into myself, but you'll see that this is like famine or, okay, greed, famine, hunger, okay, Nine of Cups. But pretty much like, you know, the pharmaceutical companies are putting sugar and God knows what else and lacing it with loads of crap that then the FDA kind of like, okay, we can now, like pharma, you know, we can now make a tablet in order to sell people, make them go crazy, okay, make them so they're not within their own minds, so they get things like, you know, which was the, what do you call it? There was a little while back, where everybody was in lockdown. Sorry, if I'm speaking, I'm not thinking straight. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, they lace the food with all stuff like addictions. They make people addicted, and then people go to the doctors, then they buy prescriptions, and then they, you know, deny them NHS help if you're in Britain. And then people in Britain have to start to think, okay, can I now buy it privately because that'll be quicker? So they're spending loads of money, and it's just a chain of this constant. It's just a repeat of history, basically, because if you look at Hitler and God knows what else, now we're kind of going through the same kind of thing now, right? And it's a public stunt of divide and conquer, distraction. We distract you from the main cause, okay, when really it's not any human being's fault, it's the government. It's money and it's greed. Greed, okay, greedy. So it's all money, basically. So, you know, if the world make everybody disagree against everybody, that's why Pink Floyd made a great song called The Division Bell, right? But kind of going off on a tangent, really. But worldly, all of these, narcissism, gaslighting that we went through, sleepless nights, can't seem to sleep, can't think right, I'm really worried, far left, far right, you know, you might find individually that a lot of you could be finding it very difficult to sleep because of mental health. That would relate to like ADHD, bipolar, schizophrenia, you know, worried, stressed, blah, blah, blah. Then you'll see people that are making money, which is from multimedia, so on and so forth, which means that I'm very abundant and I'm making money by exposing these kind of aspects that are going on in life. And then one minute I feel healthy, and then the next minute I don't. And I'm very stressed. I'm very worried. All this chaos going on, everything that I'm looking at online is chaotic energy. The government is now implementing digital IDs and so on and so forth. That has now got people worried about the state of the country. And then all of a sudden the next day I feel good again and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm on this roller coaster ride, right? So then we get the major arcana of 9, which is Virgo, which is gaslighting, trying to find an answer, trying to find resolution. That would be the world, right? Trying to find a resolution to conflict. How can we do this? How can we implement more madness that will just give it a repeat of history from the last time to this time, which means it's a preordained destiny. Okay. You know, ruled by the ruler of the ruler. We rule, we create it, we are the creator of the creation, and we create the chaos that is the creator of creation, us. Okay, there is no overall creation. We are the creation of creation. Okay, Croatoan. Okay, yeah, so obviously, right? Narcissism, gaslighting, PTSD, trauma, can't believe what I'm seeing, can't believe what I'm hearing, what is the state of the world coming to, safety, I don't feel safe in my own country, I don't feel safe going out my door, I don't feel safe anywhere, okay, because now there are so many, like I said, illegal, not legal, illegal, it's two different words, legal and illegal, okay, aliens. Right? But an illegal alien. Okay, so who are the aliens? We are. We are the aliens. We are creating AI. AI has been vastly progressing and progressing and progressing, where it is now creating itself. They use that to create that. So when you look at AI, right, ChatGPT, so on and so forth, they use that AI to continue to create the better version of the AI, because it becomes more intelligent to create the AI. So it's, like I said at the beginning, the creation of the creation that created the creation. It's all one energy, right? So we create AI. AI creates itself. AI then invents where it can time travel, or it can go out of space without oxygen. Okay. And then it comes back in order to visit us that created it. Artificial intelligence, an alien. We created it. We are now creating that. Okay. Run to the chopper. Right. But, visionaries throughout the years have been creating films that we watch that are very much true. They just have visions. Okay. So anyway, PTSD, trauma, worried, stressed, greed. Okay. Who's winning? Who's losing? So then you'll find yourselves maybe with ADHD, traumatic energy, isolation, being afraid to go out, being afraid to walk the streets. Okay. Eating loads of food. Okay. Going on diets and so on and so forth, or struggling through mental health and diet. Okay. Getting older. Okay. More wiser. And then you get, obviously, the major arcana of the 9. So that is more trying to find resolution of the resolve of war. So when will that happen? Next year. 2026. Okay, where we go to a magician, a year 1. We start to manifest the creation again, right? So if you watch this, years and years and years or centuries ago, you'll see exactly the same thing that happened during the war. During the war, okay, famine, nobody had any food because there was so much war going on that everybody had to ration food. Okay, sorry, when I've got my camera doing it before I turn it upside down, I'm actually looking at it upside down because I'm looking at my screen. But if you go back and back, right, when there was war, we all needed, what do you call them? Like food stamps. Everybody needed food stamps, and food was very much rationed. Now it's turned out where there is as much food as you want because it's artificially AI made, right? So if you look at how life has changed, but really it's the same, it's all relating to poverty and greed and starvation. And why have you got what I haven't got? Because there's a starving mush in the background there, Dave, right? But why have you got what I've not got? We used to have to ration. We used to have to ration our food. You ungrateful little blighter. How dare you come into our country and eat our food and do what you like? Okay, we're being left out. We don't get no help from our government, and we don't get no help from the NHS. And I'm sitting here freezing cold with no electricity because I'm 90 years old and I fought for this country. And you lot come here with your expensive trainers and your food and everything else, and you're given wine and you're given a hotel and you're given all this stuff. We don't even know who you are. You just come here as an illegal alien and we're being left out. And us old age pensioners, we don't get a sniff. And they wonder why. And they wonder why that we're so angry for these people in the background there that fought for this country, okay, and now don't get no help with heating when it comes to being cold in the winter. Okay, they don't get food, they don't get this, they get very little. And then, because they're elderly, they're on a pension, right? And then how much things are in Britain, I'm going to use Britain as a circumstance, right, because I live here. But, they give up to support this country, to fight for this country, right? And they fought for this country, and now how are they treated? Veterans or whatever, how are they treated? And they have to look at these people that are illegal aliens that come here illegally and are given trainers, they are given houses, okay? They are given hotels, with snooker tables, pool tables, free food, free drink, mobile phone, £50 certificate each week in order to get stuff. Okay, cigarettes, everything that you need, a luxury hotel, king-size bed with phone service, go downstairs and eat what you want when you want. Okay, go where you want, and then we'll give you a house. And they wonder why these people are now saying, hold on a minute, bruv, I'm suffering through mental health and PTSD and ADHD, and I've got serious mental health problems. I need some help from my government. Sorry, there's no room at the hotel. What? What do you mean there's no room at the hotel? Well, you can't even go on holiday now because all the hotels are taken up. Oh, well, that's not fair. What's fair? We don't really care. We just care about the fact that the government offered us loads of money. So we sold out. We've got loads of hotels in Britain. We just sold out. Thanks, Keir Starmer, for all of the money that you've just given us. Of course, we will close down our doors and just let everybody in because you're offering us a load of money. What, that we paid? Yep. And you're going to continue to pay for it as well, else you will be in trouble. Right? So all of these people in the background are now that used to have food stamps. Okay, it's just a repeat of history, but it's slightly different now, right? There wasn't so much food back then because it was natural food. Cows, sheep, blah, 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 so on and so forth, a few vegetables, very fit people. Now, very much overweight people because all the stuff that's actually in the food is now created by pharma, narcissism, gaslighting, okay, COVID-19, man-made material by pharma, actually told everybody that they was going to do that, right? Publicly, we're going to kill everybody off, and then we're going to create a tablet or a shot that everybody's going to take. That'll just cause more of this. Then individually, what are we going through? I have PTSD. I have trauma. Okay, everybody's going fucking crazy. I got mental health. I need doctor's appointments. I need some help. Financially, I need help. Nobody's giving me it. Nobody's listening. Okay, I'm suffering financially, physically, mentally. Can't seem to find my way out. I'm lost. I need help, but I need support by my government. I need support by my peers, but my peers are also suffering. So I can only really go to Piers Morgan. But I can only really rely on my government that is not supporting me. So when I look for help financially from the government, they don't have it. When I ask for mental health, they're not giving me it. When I'm looking for an answer to find out when, they're not giving me it. I keep waiting and waiting and waiting for an answer to find out when are you going to help me with mental health. We're not going to. We're just going to keep you waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting till when? January. Okay. Year one. So 2026. Okay. So the reason why I've done this is obviously to show that when I'm doing remote viewing and stuff without cards, it's just these are just an extension of showing a picture that is drawn by past, right? These were created very, 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 very long time ago that are basically showing you through numerology exactly what you will go through as a preordained destiny and what the world will go through, what it did go through and what it will repetitively go through as a cycle of 1 to 9. Then as soon as it gets to 9, you obviously reach a 10, take away the 0, you get a 1 again. Then you go to year 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 again, take away the 0, you end up back at 1. Manifesting. Okay. So yeah, just wanted to obviously please subscribe to Knockout Audits. If he sees this, you're right, bruv, keep up the good work. I wanted to try and give you a few more subscribers because he only has, well, not only, but he has 20,000 and I think he should have a lot more than that. So if you would care to just please subscribe to his channel, I think you'll find it very interesting. Okay. No matter which side you're on. Like I said, he's very diplomatic. He doesn't choose sides like me. I don't choose sides. Okay. I choose me. Okay. So I just expose the energy and then let you do what you want to do with it. It's the same as a reading. Okay. There's the message. Do what you wish. You do you. I do me. Okay. So please subscribe to his channel. Say hello. Okay. And like I said, this is what a lot of people are closed off to, what they don't realize, because they don't, they're probably not spiritual. They don't watch numerology. They don't watch tarot. Okay. Obviously, there's a lot more messages of things that are kind of going on in life. But this is what I wanted to help you realize when you're saying, oh, he's a narcissist and she's a narcissist and I'm a victim of circumstance of my own karmic energy coming back around to me, right? It's your karmic year. So that would relate to your life path number, your karmic year number, your karmic value, and then also the yearly number. And you add all those numbers up together and you get the matrix, right? You get a program. We are the aliens. We are the alien that is programmed by a algorithm. The aliens that are apparently turning up on Earth are us. We're being revisited by our future selves, okay, that might not like us because we're flawed individuals, okay? But if you look at numerology, it's just a program of numbers, an algorithm that shows the progression of the creation that created it, okay? But yeah, there you go. So just a very quick, you guys might even know this, don't know. But thank you so much for your help, guys. I know there won't be, I have to do a star sign for people to watch the video. I don't know why, but that is normally the case on this channel. If I don't do a star sign reading, nobody really watches it so much. But if I can at least get 100 or 300 of you to watch it instead of the 11,000 when I do a star sign reading. How many people watch this? Please go over to Knockout Audits and subscribe to his channel, like it, and leave a comment for him. Okay. And if you wish to take a look at my channel, feel free. It is an automatic writing, automatic drawing, remote viewing, predictions of the future of things that are not always seen, but they are heard by myself. Okay, if you wish to check out the join button below, if you like tarot, that is where you'll find all your tarot readings. That is on the join button. On YouTube is the free remote viewing. If you wish to buy my tarot deck, and you do want to buy it, I've got a whole bag full of them over here. Look. So we're all ready to rock. I will quickly show you. Okay, so we're all ready to go, Dave. So these are the new ones. I've took off the yellow parts. Okay, and I've now got a white border, pretty much. Okay, so these are all ready to go because they're all in order, so I don't really want to take them apart. But if you do wish to take a look, okay, and you do want to buy them, then feel free. Okay, the link to the shop is below for any reading or anything that you wish, but there's a bit of a intuitive kind of reading for you. So stay tuned, and we'll be doing another automatic reading soon. And please subscribe to Knockout Audits. Thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.